In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an assignment. So what you want to do is you want to go to the lesson area or the lesson plan or the content folder where you want to create your assignment. And then on this gray action bar, you're going to select assessments, and then you're going to select assignment. It'll bring you to this create assignment menu. And what you want to do is once you're here, you want to give the assignment a name. So I'm going to go ahead and name this. So once you've named your assignment, you can give instructions in the instruction box. So I'm going to go ahead and put my instructions there. And then you can also attach files to the assignment. So if in the case of this assignment, it's a worksheet. So I will go ahead and attach that worksheet for people to complete. So I'm going to browse my computer, and then you want to find the files that you would like to attach. So I want to attach these two files, and then you'll hit open. And once you've done that, it'll show that it's going to attach these files to the assignment. You can also have a due date here, and you can select the due date on the calendar, and then you can also select the time that it's due. Usually I'll do end of day on a certain day, but I'm going to remove this due date because I don't want that as an option. For grading, you also have points possible. I usually put 100, but if you have a different grading schema, by all means, use that. I'm going to put 0 for this. You also have options when it comes to submission details, grading options, and display of grades. So with the submission details, you have the option to do an individual submission, which is one student, a group submission, which is a group, and then a portfolio submission. I only ever use the individual submission, but your needs might be different. For number of attempts, I like to do multiple attempts, just in case. I'll have students who contact me and let me know, hey, I accidentally submitted the draft as opposed to my final paper. So this allows students to go ahead and fix what they messed up on, essentially, if they submitted the wrong file. And so if you're going to do multiple attempts, you can set the maximum attempts here, and then I always put the highest grade. So because I'll just give the erroneous attempt a 0, and then I'll actually grade the attempt that was meant to be submitted. But for this one, we're just going to do single attempts. You also have these plagiarism tools, so you have the option to let safe assign check for plagiarism. You have the option to allow students to see their safe assign report, and to exclude submissions from this institutional and global references database. For grading options, you can choose to delegate grading or have anonymous grading if you don't want to know who the student is and you want to remove any bias that you might have against a certain student. That's a good option. And you also have option for display of grades. You can display it as a score, a letter, etc. And you want to include it in grade center calculations and show it to in my grades. So the final step here is we have availability, and you can choose to display this after a certain time or display until a certain time. I tend to not use these because I tend to forget what I set it as, so I'll just create a folder and then I'll make that folder either available or not available to students. And you also have the option to track number of views if you wish to see how many students are looking at this. So I'm going to go ahead and hit submit because I'm happy with this assignment as it is, and it'll say course outline worksheet created, success, and you can scroll down and see the course outline worksheet. And when you click on it, this is what students are actually going to be able to see. So they'll see the points possible, they'll see the instructions, they'll see the attachments that you attached, and then they have the option to either do a text submission or to browse their computer for a file and then hit submit. And that is how you create an assignment in Blackboard.